Welcome to my weekly training. I'm very excited that you're here because today I'm going to give you a quick overview of what we are going to cover in the next 4 weeks. And it really has something to do with what we all really desire. And that is, if we have an idea, if we have knowledge, experiences, a message that we want to share with the world, that we want to share because we want to leave a legacy. We want to leave something behind. And just purely out of serving another human being, making the life of another fellow human being a little bit easier perhaps, or showing him or her how to get to the other side a little bit faster. And we all have that within us. We all have that desire. But for most of us, it stays there. And that is really sad. And then for others who are really stepping out of their comfort zone, say, I'm going to do this now, I'm going to share this. Then it's the question, how? And that was me. About 8 years ago, I have been a coach my whole life. I taught students in my acting school how to do acting, singing, dancing, but also helped individuals, aspiring actors who want to start a career in the entertainment industry, and I help them get their start. I've been on stages for many, many years and all kinds of audiences, and I've been a public speaker. But about 8 years ago, I really had that desire to do something more and to help people with the knowledge and wisdom that I have to move faster and further in their lives. Little did I know that there is a lot to it if you want to do this online, if you want to really reach a bigger audience than just in your area that you live in, or perhaps you speak in front of a group or audience of 100 or 500 or 1,000, 2,000, it doesn't matter the number, but it's still limited if you are just in one location. So the other question then is, how can we reach more people? And I believe it is utilizing the new way of education, and that is self-education. And as you all know, we are right now in a situation where people are starting to get used to that idea that education is coming from their computer screen. And more people are looking for courses and any kind of outlets where they can get their education, where they can get information that will help them getting through a situation faster, getting to the other side with less pain perhaps. So there are many different reasons. So this is where you step in, because I know you're here and you're watching this training because there is something within you that said, yes, I want to share my knowledge, my experiences, my message. Maybe you had a big mess in your life and you got through it. And now your mess becomes a message. So someone else perhaps can save some of the pain or some of the time. The question is, how can you get it there? And through my journey and struggles that I had, I figured everything out. And believe me, it took me years of derailing sometimes and going in the wrong direction or getting distracted. There was another new shiny object and not having the clarity, and most importantly, not having the systems and the tools and the strategies. And over the years, I learned all of that. And that's what I would like to share with you in this 4-week series, so that perhaps you will have less pain and get where you want to go a little bit faster. Official welcome to this 4-week training series. So what will we cover over the next 4 weeks? Well, we will cover what it takes to take your message, your knowledge, your experiences, and turn it into passive income. What do you need? All right, let's dive right into it. I identified 7 steps, and they're quite simple. What you need in order for you to share your knowledge and get compensated for that. Okay, ready? Here we go. Step number 1. This is so crucial at the beginning of your journey, and that is clarity. Step number 2, you have to have a target. If you don't have a target, if you don't have a goal where to go, then it is like a ship sailing without a captain and without a destination. All right, so if you don't have the destination, then you go here and there, and it would take you forever. Or perhaps you never get there. Number 3, your content. And that is different for each one of us because it depends on your knowledge, if it is a certain experience that you want to share, whatever it may be, but it is your content that is there to share. Number 4, you need people. So what does that mean? Well, you need to have people that actually are interested in what you have to say, people that follow you, all right? What we also in our world identify as the ideal client or your tribe. Basically, it is a group of people that are more targeted, that really are looking for something that you have to offer. All right, so people. Number 5, that's a big one. You need systems. Because without systems, we are again like a ship in the wind, and say you don't have a steering wheel. You just kind of, well, let's see where the wind will guide me today, right? You will never arrive. Or perhaps it takes you forever or a long, long time to get where you need to go. And that was me at the beginning. I had enthusiasm. I had great ideas. I had my content, but I didn't have systems. And that's why it took me a long time to get where I am today. Just after I put all my systems in place, boom, things are starting to happen. And I actually start enjoying what I'm doing. Because that's another thing. If you don't know what you do and you don't have systems in place that will help you, and it gets so complicated, it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for that. You see, that is important, that you have everything in place so it actually is fun for you. Number 6, accountability. That is also very important. What does it mean? It means responsibility. You are responsible for everything, and you need to hold yourself accountable. Now, sometimes that can be challenging, especially if you're your own boss. What is the best way for you to stay accountable? Have an accountability partner. Have a mastermind group. And if you want to go even faster, get a coach. Because the coach has two advantages for you. Number 1, a coach has a bird's eye view. A coach can see what you may not be able to see because you are so into your sometimes rut, into your way of seeing things. And the coach looks from the outside and tells you something that you have not even thought of. Okay. I have worked with my coaching clients for many years. And sometimes I just see something the very minute, the very second, and say, oh my gosh, I haven't even thought of it. And I could give them some guidance. And number two, that coach can hold you accountable. Say, okay, for next week, this is what you're going to do. And then you have that in the back of your mind. So, ooh, I better get this done because coach will give me something if I'm not getting it done. And that's important. So, accountability. And the last step, execution. You actually have to put everything into action that you've learned or that you want to incorporate. And of course, an accountability partner or a coach is a very good person to put some fire under, you know what I'm talking about, right? So here we go. Now you got it. So the question is, you have your message, you have your knowledge, your experience. So you want to sell your offer, but there is a gap in between. And we need to bridge that gap. And that is what I've now been teaching my clients, how to close that gap. Well, I identify really only two things. That's it. Two things to close that gap. You want to know it? I bet you do. All right, here we go. Number one, the delivery. I will go into that a little bit more, but basically what it is the way how you deliver your message, your knowledge, your experience. So basically the method that it is, so that you have it for sale. And then number two, that's huge, building your tribe, you know, the people that we need. And all those two things, if you have that in place, and of course the right systems to support that, you will have everything that you need. So let's go through it. Step one, clarity. If you are not clear about your message yet, or about your knowledge, or perhaps you have so much knowledge that you don't know, or you maybe are not sure, what should I teach? I've been there. Yep. And I'm sharing all the mistakes and all the things that I've learned with you, so that hopefully you don't make the mistakes and hopefully you get where you need to go faster. So clarity is everything. And one of the things that clarity is all about is to have, it's like a compass that gets you to your target. Okay, that's your compass. And if you have many different areas of expertise, my recommendation to you is this. Just find a quiet place and just kind of ask the question. Universe, God, whatever you want to pray to or ask for or ask to connect with, show me the way. Sometimes as simple as that can help. The other thing is, what would give you the biggest thrill, where you have the most fun teaching that? Those are very simple questions to ask when you go through that clarity process. All right. Number 2, your target. Step number 2 is your target. So once you have the clarity, you want to know what you want to do with that. Okay, do you want to speak? Do you want to be a speaker? If that's your target, then that's what you want to focus on. Do you have something that you want to create online, that you want to sell online, like a course, a membership, a book, can be anything. So, but what is that target? That is important to know. So the question is, what is the fastest way to create passive income? Well, let's talk about the delivery methods. Who are you and how can you monetize? And that goes back to start really getting clear. And this may also help you in your clarification process. Speaker. Are you a speaker? Do you give talks, keynotes? Are you going to events, or maybe perhaps now virtual events? Are you an author? You love writing books, and that's great. I wrote 2 books, and I did this for a specific reason. That's my target. Remember step number 2, the target. When I first started out in this online world, I actually wanted to become a speaker. Well, let me step back a little bit. I always was a speaker, but then I joined Toastmasters to hone in my speaking skills, to do it on a grander level. And then my target was, I want to write a book to get the credibility of an author. But that takes a while. It's not that fast. And what I'm going to share with you here, obviously, is also how can we get something fast? But I wanted to make sure that I share everything with you that is possible. Podcaster. You can be somebody who enjoys doing a podcast. How do you monetize with that? Well, different ways. Some people just monetize through advertisement. But then also people do this as a second way to get more of their ideal clients. Vlogger, same thing. You do videos. YouTube, you get royalties. You get compensated that way if you have, or when you have, a certain amount of people that are following you, that are subscribed. So that takes time, but all is possible. You perhaps are a coach and you do coaching and classes. Some of you do only one-on-one coaching, or perhaps now you're looking into perhaps doing group coaching for more classes. And then last, online trainer. You have courses, you have, again, online classes or workshops or memberships. But the fastest for me is online trainer, the course and memberships. All right, so this is the fastest way, and that's what I am concentrating on, because I want to share with you from start to finish in 90 days what you need to do, okay? So what I would like to do at this point is invite you to take some action steps. I always ask my clients to take action right away, because if you do that, you will see results. So since we have 4 weeks time, and this was already week number 1, I am going to give you 3 action steps that you can take from what you've learned today. Action step number 1, get clear on your mission. And that is really finding, what is my why? Why am I doing it? Why do I want to share my message, my knowledge? All right, and then get the clarity of what you want to share. Number 2, what is your target? Is your target to create a course? Is your target to sell a course within 90 days? Or is your target to write a book and you want to give yourself a year time to write that book? Of course, it all depends on the length of your book, the pages, and where you are on your journey. Or perhaps you are a coach and you want to put together a new group coaching program. Whatever it may be for you, make sure you have a very, very clear target. And then number 3, create your quote unquote book content. So once you identify what your course would be, what your topic is, then you come up with the content. All right. So for example, take what I've taught today, the 7 steps. Boom, ta-ta, there is your content. That will be your headlines. And then under each headline, you do some coaching. These are my action steps for you. Make sure you're going to do it, because that's when you will see results. I am saying, hey, thank you for showing up here and take those action steps. And I know that you will see results. And I can't wait for next week to see if you can then share with us what your results are.
All right.
All right, everybody. You're very welcome. And I will see you next Wednesday. So hopefully everybody will get the right link. And I will see you next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, same time. Be there or be square. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.